Hey guys, it's Ron. I know it's been a while, and I actually have a good excuse. Maybe. I took some time off to kind of work on some things. Those that actually know me and know what's going on, about a year ago from today, I was doing a mural job in Costa Rica. When I came home, I got really sick. I had a full-blown blood infection, full sepsis. Spent about 2 weeks in the hospital and about 3 months to recover. Thought everything was good and got sick again in March, at the time my little sister got married. So I decided to take some time off from actually doing the physical work for a while. Focus on getting my business back in order. So I have a couple different companies, and I wanted to make sure that in the event that I ever got sick again, or that the fact that I wanted to go do something, my business can run itself and I have some money coming in. That kind of worked. Actually, it didn't kind of work. It worked. So as a test, I decided to do some traveling and start going to see the world, and I've made a little goal for myself to do 50 by 50. I want to see at least 50 countries before I turn 50 years old, and I got a little bit of time. Don't let the gray hair fool you. The cool thing is I got super inspired by traveling. It's given me a lot of great ideas. You gotta remember, I've owned my own business now since the age of 20. And I'm a little bit more than 20, so I've actually owned my own company for over 20 some years. So I've been doing the same thing for quite a while. Even though I get different jobs here, different jobs there, doing the same thing kind of burns you out from time to time. So, and that's why if you haven't noticed, some of the other videos, there's some little travel videos. I decided to make fun little videos for my family and my friends to kind of go along with me. And I'll sit there and do some work. What I'm going to do with the YouTube channel is kind of change things up a little bit. There's going to be still some how-to tutorials coming at you. I'm going to start taking you on my projects and just start taking you around with me so you can see what I'm doing on these jobs, how I get these jobs, how I work on these jobs, things like that. And that's where we are today, in this bedroom that's been completely emptied out, all with the exception of this big, beautiful, fluffy bed. If you hear the sound echoing, it's because there's nothing here to catch the sound, which is perfect. That's how I like it. They got the room ready for me just like it needs to be. Now, I know I tend to talk a lot, and I'm sorry for those that it bothers, because some people just want to see me do the cool, pretty, fun things, and I'm getting to that, but some people actually want to hear the process of how I get to those things. So, if I talk too quickly and you miss something, ask me, and I will answer you as quickly as I can. I can't promise I'm going to get back to you within a few hours or even a day. I am still traveling a lot. I've got a lot of jobs coming up out of the country, which is going to be super cool, and I'm still traveling a lot. So this is a bedroom that I actually painted when the house was built. So I do know that it's a very good paint job from the beginning. We wiped these walls down, we applied the primer, they pointed up the drywall, we primed it again, sanded it, what we call slick down the walls. We hit it with 150 grit sandpaper to get off any roughness and imperfections, and then we sprayed the ceilings and rolled the walls. So where we're at now is this room is going to get clouds on the ceiling, beautiful, soft, puffy clouds. For a nice cheery room, the walls are going to get a real beautiful soft patina. Going to be kind of a shabby chic, elegant feel to it. It's going to be really soft, very bright. I don't want to say bright, I'm sorry. Very soft, very warm, very elegant. And in the process of helping the owner get the furniture, picking the pieces, and I'm going to paint those in the studio using chalk paint and all kinds of different techniques to give it that warm look that we're going for. Okay, so clouds on the ceilings, patina on the walls, probably just going to give the trim, well, the trim's all going to come out and get oversized casing and oversized baseboard. Probably not a crown molding, but this is still the builder grade trim. That's got to go. It's junk. I hate this. I don't mean to put it that way, but it just doesn't fit the style of the room. It's not junk, it just doesn't work in here. Okay, so what we're going to do today, now, in this video, and there's going to be a bunch of parts of this video. Not this particular video, this series, I guess, of this bedroom makeover. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray, yes, spray, the room's been prepped. plastic over the bed, drop claws on the floor. We put tape over the receptacles so nothing gets on them. What else? Pretty much it. Going to spray, it's a paint primer mixture in one because we've gone around, and let me bring this up, and I'm going to try not to get too wiggly or too jerky with it and bounce it around. And I have to look off here once in a while so I can see, but see a couple patch spots here. Not too many nail pops. Worked out great. We filled them, took a damp sponge and knocked off the excess because I don't like sanding unless I have to sand. And we hit them again, that way we know it's perfectly smooth with this profile matches the surrounding area. So then I'm going to spray the ceiling. I've said spray a few times. So let's talk about this real quick. I'm going to use, where is she? This little guy. This is there you go. Manufacturer's Graco. This is the 390. 390 is the model. I think it's like a quarter to a half gallon per minute. I don't know exactly. I just know this is the small machine. It's lightweight. It works great because it's not super heavy. I've been using Gracos since my dad, you know, I've been using Gracos ever since I was a kid, and my dad taught me how to spray. I own about 13 different Gracos of various sizes, various machines, all the way from the little 390 to my big giant electric Graco airless machines. This is airless. Airless means so you have HVLP, high volume, low pressure. That's not this. That's a turbine machine. We'll talk about that at a different time. You have air assisted, which requires air compressors. And when you don't have an air compressor, they call it airless. It's a piston pump. All right. Great machine. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself by saying that, but I love Gracos. I've been using them forever. Okay. The spray tip on here is a fine finish tip. If you're not familiar with those, they're fantastic. It gives you a lower volume of air, cuts the air back and restricts it, so you get less overspray. And the other way to get less overspray is use the right size tip and dial your pressure down. Too many guys crank that dial way open and use an old blown out tip. I only use a tip maybe for about, I don't know, after 75 gallons, I'll throw the tip away and get a new tip because they just cut out. You know when they cut out, you'll see irregular spray patterns, you see all kinds of things. And you can hear it too. So this is a 215 tip. Okay, the number 2, the first part of the number is 2, means it's a 4-inch wide fan. I don't know why they do it this way. It's probably because there's just not enough room on the tip to put those numbers so when you can see them. So 2 means 4. They make like a 2, a 4. Yeah, they have a 4, which is an 8, then you have the 5, which is a 10, and there's a 6, which is a 12, and I think they even make a 7 for shoot and block filler, which means it's 14 inches wide. 2, I only want a thin tip. I don't need a big giant tip. 15 is the orifice size for the paint. Since I'm using flat acrylic, it's a heavy body material. Not as thick as a semi-gloss, but it's thick. And I don't thin my paint out to get it through the machine. Some guys do, so I don't. I just shoot it straight through. I don't want to mess with it. All right? It just shoots out better through a 15. If you go lower, you're starting to like I don't know, the 8s and the 10 orifice sizes. You're getting down into like stains and thin body materials, varnishes. So now the paint, I'm not going to tell you the color. I'm sorry, it's proprietary. And I do give my colors out in my workshops. So not really fair to give it to you for free when people pay for it. If you're smart, you can figure it out as we go. Boom. This is from a local company, McCormick Paint. I think they had, last time I heard, they had 33 stores in the Mid-Atlantic region. It's their Revo, which is the second to the top level of paint. It's a ceiling. You have to use the best quality paint. The problem with McCormick's best quality paint, it comes in a matte, not a flat. For clouds, I want matte. All my ceilings, I always put matte. I don't like to see light being reflected off of it, especially like a sky. So what's going to happen here today is I'm going to shoot the blue, which is this, all right, there, match it up to that. And then I'm going to spray the whole thing blue. I'm going to take my white, which is in this bucket. I'm going to mix these two colors together in various proportions to get dark blue, medium blues, lighter, so on, so on, so on. Kind of like go outside, look at the sky, look straight up, and just drop your head down, and you'll see what happens. It goes from dark blue to light blue. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create the atmosphere today. So I'm gonna suit up, put my respirator on, get this machine ready to go, and get spraying. And I already know I'm like blowing up a lot of time here. So how I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna put fresh water in a bucket. I'm gonna run fresh water through the machine to make sure that there's no funky stuff left from the last time. We always wash them out when we get done, but sometimes things get stuck in there, whatever, here or there, or somebody probably might have rushed through getting it cleaned up the last time. There might be some whatever color paint or dirty colored water in there. I just wanna make sure it's fresh and clean and ready to go. Spray the blue, and I'm gonna go with it. Now, I'm gonna time lapse the blue, the spray application, because it's gonna take me a little while to do it. I'm not gonna rush through it. Then when I finish, I'll come back, we'll have a little chit chat. See you in a bit. Okay, you can tell I got my suit on. I'm sweating, it's hot. First, we kill the air conditioner in here to make sure that when we spray, nothing gets sucked in the air duct or the air return system. So, I've sprayed the blue, and you can see it's wet because there's a reflection from the window behind me. So that's the blue. It took a lot. This room is what, 12 by 14, I think? I know, 12 by 14. So just about went through just a little bit over half a gallon to do the 2 coats. Sprayed the first coat one direction. I forgot to set the camera up to spray it. We did it the opposite direction, or the opposing direction, to make sure we got 100% coverage. So now I'm going to mix my color. Actually, I've already mixed my first color. Where are we at here? There we are. So let's do this. This is where we started. Come on, camera, get with it. Okay, that's where I started off. That's where I'm at right now. So now I work backwards. This is my lightest bluest white mixture that I'm gonna create. It's gonna go on my outer edge of the ceiling. I'm gonna work my way in because it's a small ceiling, so I don't wanna get too crazy, but I'm gonna slowly just step it in and get that nice smooth gradation. And that's what we're gonna get to now. So back to the sweatsuit. Okay, the ceiling's finished. I did lose a piece of video. I'm not sure how it happened. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. The part that got lost, so after I blocked it in, I came back with some more white and then some different gray tones and just added some more depth to it, and that's where it is right now. So let's take a peek here and see what it looks like. Okay, so that's it. So now, the next part of the project is we're going to prep the walls for the patina. They're a little rough. I didn't probably, well, they're not rough. Rough meaning texture-wise. They're rough looking. I didn't put plastic on them because I didn't want to deal with it because I knew they were going to get painted. So what we're going to do now is sand all the walls with 150 grit sandpaper on a pole, dust them down, put a coat of primer on it, and then put a coat of eggshell enamel. I'm not going to show you all the steps. I'm not going to time lapse it. It's simple. Sanding it, top, ceiling to floor, corner to corner. Going to dust them off with a tack rag, microfiber tack rag. And then it's going to be eggshell enamel, water-based product, We used eggshell because we're going to put a glaze over top of it. And if you watch some of the how-to videos over time, you notice or remember that I'll tell you flat paint is too porous, semi-gloss is too smooth. You want to use an eggshell enamel. And I'll use a 3/8 inch nap roller. So the next time you see me, the walls will be base coat, primed and base coated and ready to go, and I'll show you how to do the patina.